Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys. I come back. So, um today's topic is very controversial but I'm going to get into it and I'm going to say my part, right? So today's topic is infidelity. Oh, I didn't even introduce myself. So my name is Onka. Welcome to my channel. I am a transformational coach and a DJ. And on my channel, I speak all things personal growth, relationships, and spirituality. So that's pretty much the gist of what I address on this channel. And most of my references are from the Bible. So if you're not a believer of the Word, the Bible, and God, so it's gonna be very difficult for you, but I hope you actually stay and listen for the sake of just understanding um, other people's mindset and their perspective and how they think, especially if you are for people to get a perspective of the people who believe in the Bible, right? So I hope you stay for that, just so you can understand where our opinions and background and how we perceive things come from, right? Okay, so the topic for today is infidelity, and I know a lot of people don't want to get into that topic. Like, it's okay to speak about the dire situation of how a lot of people are infected and affected with sexually transmitted diseases, but it's like the moment you start talking about one of the major root cause of that situation of sexually transmitted diseases, it's like, oh no, not supposed to talk about that. Cheating is a given. Men are always gonna cheat. Like, it's an okay thing. It's so wild. But because we live in a world where right is wrong and good is right, that's why these things appear as normal, but they're not. I feel like this camera is a bit, yeah, I think that's much better. So because we live, okay, I have a drink here. It's actually sparkling water, so you can grab yourself one because, like I said, this topic is very controversial, right? Okay, good. So as I was saying, we live in a world whereby right is wrong and wrong is right, and we have become so desensitized to things that are really, really, really breaking and damaging and destroying our society. Infidelity is something that leads to a lot of distraction, right? And one of the obvious things, like I said, is the rate and the amount of people who are infected with sexually transmitted diseases. And one of the major um, illnesses or diseases is HIV/AIDS, right? And one of the things that come from infidelity, people who go through something like that, one of the things that come out of that is also mental illness. Like, people really suffer from trauma because of being cheated on, right? It's a very big deal. It's a huge deal. So it's not just a physical impact, doesn't have just a physical impact, but it also affects your mind, right? So fine. I want to also speak on men, and this is in no way to bash men. There are definitely good men out there who do not participate in cheating on their partners. I 100% believe in that. I 100% believe that there are good men out there, right? So I'm speaking to men who actually think it's okay to cheat on their partners, and I will make a video about women who cheat. On this specific video, it's about men who cheat, right? And infidelity as a whole, right? So stay focused. Do not come in the comment section and say, but women this. I will make a video on women, right? Cool. So most men, I was at church, and they it was youth session. It was just us, the youth, and we were talking. We had to have an icebreaker, right? And the question that I was given was, if you were to make a change in the world, if you had the power to make that change, what change would it be? And I said, I would really, one of the main things that I would do is to make men realize the power of their role and the depth of their role in society. Um, because I believe and I see it that men do not realize how their role impact the world as a whole, right? They do not understand in full how they are the foundation and the core of so many structures in the world, right? Let's start with the family um, concept. In a family, as a man, you are the foundation, and the devil attacks the foundation. The devil knows the impact that a man has in society, right? And the devil will always, most of the time, attack the man, because once he brings that distraction, then he knows that that whole beautiful structure that God has set, it's going to be so distracted, right? So a lot of men don't realize that a lot is on their shoulders, and they think, as long as I'm providing financially and as long as I am not physically abusing a woman, then I've done my part. I am the greatest man in the world. And I hear a lot of men talk about when it comes to gender-based violence, the only violence they recognize is physical abuse. And it's so wild, because um, emotional abuse, mental abuse does a lot more, right, in damaging a woman, in damaging people. Not that a lot more, but all of them are abuse, right? Just because you're not physically abusing someone, just because you're not hitting your partner, it does not mean you are not abusing them. Um, if you are mentally abusing them, if you are emotionally abusing them. And infidelity, cheating, is part of abuse because of what it leaves in the person. And it's so wild when I see a lot of women and I hear a lot of women. There's actually a clip that I wanted to insert, but I can't find it, and I saw it on TikTok. But it's not just her, but it's a lot of women who have put it in their mind that cheating is normal. It's not normal. It is not normal. And it's so sad, because it creates a platform whereby men feel like it's okay to actually do it, because most women have accepted that this is what we do. And we are ignoring the fact that ignorance is a wild thing. Ignorance is one of the biggest distraction, because people ignore the fact that they ignore the results of infidelity. They ignore the fact that if someone cheats on you, there's so many things that they bring in on you, right? They bringing diseases on you while you are at home and you are faithful, you are loyal. This person comes into your life and they are cheating and they are doing all their shenanigans, and they come to you, right? And they have intercourse with you, which means they're putting you at risk and in danger of contracting a disease, an infection. And some of these infections are deadly, right? And it's like, when you address that, it's like, oh no, why do you have to talk about that? Oh no, you being a feminist. Like, make it make sense. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like, it's okay when men cheat, but the moment women start, and it in no way does it make it right. I'm not saying you must revenge and also participate in cheating. I'm saying, like, most men feel like it's okay for them to cheat, but when it's done to them, it's a big deal, and there's no way I'm gonna forgive this person because they cheated on me. No, it's wrong. Cheating is completely wrong. The same pain that you are feeling, it's the same pain that the other person is feeling when you are cheating on them, right? So people ignore the fact that you can contract diseases from cheating, and that is literally one of the main causes people have HIV/AIDS, because they are sleeping around, right? Two, it's so wild that people will say we are spirit beings. We are spirit beings experiencing, having a human experience. But when it comes to us talking about the spiritual implications of cheating, no, it's not a thing. But it's a thing when you talk about, as a person, you are spirit before anything else. I don't want bad energy around me because I don't want anything that's going to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want something bad energy that's going to disturb my spirit. But when you are sleeping with someone else, you don't see it as having a spiritual encounter. Just because you're using protection, and it's like, no, the spiritual aspect of it does not apply. The spiritual being that you are doesn't come to play when it comes to that. When you sleep with someone, your spirit is there. You are a spirit before anything else. Your spirit is part of it, and you are actually becoming one with that person. So you're sleeping with this person, your partner that you are committed to, and you go and sleep with someone else, and somehow you feel like you are not going to create a covenant with that person that you are cheating with, and you think you come to your partner and you are clean. It's so wild that people think being spiritual is okay when it suits them, but when it comes to the other side of it, it does not apply. It applies. It literally applies. If you're going to sleep with someone else, you are literally coming here to your person, to your partner that is committed to you, with someone else's spirit, you or another covenant that you created with someone outside. And that is so sad, because you are coming and contaminating the person who is faithful to you, right? So like I said, we live in a world where right is wrong and wrong is right. And when you speak on these things, people will say, oh, you're fighting a losing battle. Um, um, oh, you're just gonna give yourself a headache. Yo, that one you must just leave because that's just how it is. And I'm just out here like, I'm not even fighting. Because people will try to shrink you to size, to sort of manipulate you into feeling like, oh, I'm just the odd one out, I shouldn't speak on this, that's just how the world is. And it's like, no, I'm going to speak on it. It's either you agree or disagree, and that's well and good. That is on you. But in your heart, you know that you are not okay with being cheated on. And if you are not okay with being cheated on, then why is cheating such an okay thing? It's not okay. And majority of people who cheat is men. We all know that. And in no way am I saying women don't cheat. We know it's a lot of men who cheat, right? So that's why I'm saying the devil will most of the time attack men. And you see this in how most men don't invest in growing themselves. They invest more in, as long as I can make money, right? And it's so easy for the devil to get to them because they do not invest in their spirituality. They do not invest in reading the word of God, or what God says about them, understanding what God says about them as a man, right? And you'll hardly see men hear men. And I think it's these main conferences are coming up, I see now men are getting into that, but it's really, really, really at the earliest stage that men come together and actually discuss such situations, and it's something that needs to be invested in, and men need to do this for themselves. Because if you are going to, as a man, you are going to speak against gender-based violence in terms of men hitting women, physically abusing women, but you are not going to speak on the emotional abuse that men inflict on women, then what are you even doing? What are you even doing? You are okay seeing your friend cheating on their partner, and you are creating an environment where they are free to do it in your presence. Then what are you talking about if you when you talk about hey mosadi habe TV, but there you are saying with your actions that yeah, you can cheat on your partner, and you don't see that as an abuse. And that comes from ignorance. It's literally ignorance, because like I said, people don't invest in educating themselves, because you are ignoring, or sometimes you don't even know, or you don't understand. And that's the thing. People feel like don't take mental health seriously because it's not a physical thing. And that is why people don't see or don't value or don't take seriously the mental impact of being cheated on. So I'm saying this to emphasize the point that men think it's okay that they emotionally abuse and mentally abuse, because they don't think it's a big deal that it affects your mental health, mental well-being, and your emotional well-being. It's only an issue when a man is physically abusing their partner. Can you see how this doesn't balance? It does not balance. So if you are going to speak against abuse, listen, you need to speak on it as a whole. Because to me, it's like, I don't even take men who do that seriously. Like, I just don't. You're going to be all macho and speak about how physical abuse is such a wrong thing, but being participating in infidelity is an okay thing, right? So it's just so wild that people also ignore the fact that it's okay. Well, people will just go crazy when like yo, people are sick. The rate of HIV infections in our country is so crazy. But when it comes to talking about the root cause, it's a hush hush thing. And if you speak on it, you are being a boring person. You are just called names that are going to, with intentions to make you feel like you should not speak on this, and you are the only person that's speaking on this. And listen, if this whole thing is wrong, it's literally wrong, speak on it. Because I, I feel like if we are not speaking on these issues, this is why it keeps carrying on, and this is why people become so desensitized to it and they feel like it's okay, right? And you hear people talk about women, like they will talk about, no, I don't touch my man's phone, I will not even answer calls. And I'm just like, but you're okay being intimate, physically intimate with this person. You're okay with this person coming into your body. But when it comes to his phone, it's a big issue. You cannot touch their phone. It's so crazy. That's what I'm saying. We live in a world where right is wrong and wrong is right. Because how can you be okay with someone being physically intimate with you? Like you see their entire being, you connect with their entire being. But when it comes to this man made device, it's like, no, it's a no go area. And I'm not talking about just taking your partner's phone and searching for stuff, like investigating. And also, if you're doing that because your partner is giving you a reason to I don't see it's I think it's excusable, right? Because they have given you a reason to. So I'm not referring to just out of the blue you just like checking their phone for no reason. It's like if my partner's phone is ringing, why should I not answer it? You know? Yes, if I feel like not answering, then that's fine. And when I feel like answering, it's okay, right? And why is it wrong for me to use my partner's phone? Let's say I want to take a picture. Let's say I want to use uh, a specific search engine. I'm trying to search for something. Why is it so it's like it's an unwritten rule you cannot use your partner's phone? So basically what you're saying is I would rather you are already suspecting that they're cheating. You already have it in your mind that there's a chance that they're cheating, and I would rather not interfere with that, and I would rather not see it. So they can do it as long as I don't see it. Honestly, think about that. How does that make sense? How does that literally make sense? Like, balance me. How does that make sense? So it's so crazy. It's so crazy that it creates an environment where it's like cheating is okay. And when you know that, when you find out, you are going to be so distraught. You're going to be so hurt. But you are creating an environment where you feel like, where you are saying it's okay um as long as you don't know about it, right? And I just made some few notes here. Another thing that we tend to forget is some of the impact of infidelity is these things, they lead to men having kids outside, which means fatherless kids, broken homes. And that's just a big thing. Every kid deserves to be in a home where their father is present, right? But these things lead to such situations whereby there's unwanted pregnancies and kids not experiencing a home where they have both their mothers and their fathers in the household. And I've heard so many times people saying, "Yo, if my friend's partner is cheating on my friend, I won't say anything because the next thing they are going to solve their issues, and then I'm gonna be left there like I was trying to break their relationship." And I'm just like, does that really make sense? Like, think about it. So if you allow it, you know what's going on, right? And like your friend is being cheated on, and you're okay with, let's even go as much as your sister is being cheated on, and you're just like, I'm not gonna say anything because they are a couple, you're not supposed to be involved in ditaba tsa batho, you know? And then your sister contracts a sexually transmitted disease. Like, it's okay because you didn't want to come in between them. That's what's worrying you more than your sister getting sick. What's worrying you is your biggest concern is that what they will think of you once they fix things, than you worrying about your friend actually getting a sexually transmitted disease. So that's do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's so wild where people's priorities are, and where, like, it's like your social conscience doesn't apply. It really doesn't apply, because you are okay with someone that's close to you being cheated on and laughing with them, knowing very well that they are being played for a fool. And it, like, what do you care if they solve things after you have informed your friend that their partner is cheating on them? What do you care? At the end of the day, you warned her, and you're not gonna say it again. At least she knows. We are not saying constantly be on their neck telling them your partner is cheating, your partner is cheating. No, you tell them once, this is what your partner is doing, and you can take it from there. I am not saying anything else. I'm not saying break up with them. I'm not saying what I'm saying. This is what you're dealing with. This is what you need to be on the lookout for. And that's that. And if I see your partner cheating again, it's out of my hand. I have told you about it. You know. You know what I mean? So it's sad to see people saying, yo, I'm not gonna say anything because once they solve things, it's gonna, like, let them solve things. It's okay. Let them solve things. The biggest issue here is the fact that your friend can get sick. Your friend can get sick. Your friend can get a deadly disease. Your friend could be pregnant and their partner is cheating on them. Their partner could get HIV/AIDS, and they come and your friend is pregnant and their partner that's cheating that you know of comes and sleeps with your friend and is okay, and they infect your friend who is pregnant. This is so wild that people are not concerned about that. They would rather let that slide because they are scared that their friend is going to be mad at them when they expose their partner for cheating. It's so crazy. As much as we say God is in the details, the devil is in the details as well. That's how he's playing his game with our mindset, the way we think. That's literally what it is. And that's why I say ignorance is the wildest thing, and it's one of the biggest distraction in the world. And when it comes to the male figure, the devil will make them ignore. And it's also their responsibility, because some people know what they're doing. Most of them, they know what they're doing is wrong, and some people cannot control their sexual urges. And that is so sad as a man, to not be able to control your sexual urge, because that's literally where the devil attacks you. That specific weakness, that's where he attacks you, right? And they say the most dangerous man is a man without a conscience. And man as in a human being, not just the male figure. The most dangerous man is a man without a conscience. Because once you lose your conscience, once you become desensitized to something that is wrong, and once you keep doing something that you know is wrong, and once you're in an environment and surrounded by people that what you're doing is wrong, but they condone it, they create an environment where you are free to do it, and they joke about it like it's funny, like it's nothing big, then that's when you lose your conscience. That's when you're gonna think it's okay. That's when you're going to keep doing it. And once your partner finds out, you feel like it's a forgivable thing, and you keep doing it and you keep doing it, because everyone around you is making you think, is allowing it, not even making you think, it's allowing it. They are not calling you out. They can only call you out. Your friends, your male, I'm talking about the men now, your friends feel like it's a joke and it's nothing big when you are cheating on your partner, but it's a big deal when you are physically abusing your partner, forgetting or ignoring the fact that cheating on someone is emotionally abusive, is mentally abusive. It leaves a scar on them. It leaves trauma. It leads to broken homes. And also, people talk about spirituality, and this is another topic that I'm not well versed on when it comes to witchcraft, but we know these things exist. We are very much aware that there is darkness in the spiritual world as much as there's goodness. People are manipulating situations using certain medicine and whatnot, right? We are very much aware of these, and we all have heard of situations whereby people found out that someone was using muti to break their homes and whatnot. But I'm saying the fact that we are aware that such things exist, when you go and cheat on your partner, you don't know what that person that you're cheating with is doing. And you don't know that you are giving this person some hope. You are giving that woman hope that you are going to leave your partner, or you are going, even if some women are okay with being a side chick and whatnot. And it's so wild that even such things are given names. Like to say something is someone is a side chick, it's like we to label these things, we are actually giving them life, you know. But anyway, because that's what people call it, I'm going to refer it to that, because so that you understand what I'm talking about. So you don't know what your side chick is doing, and you are going to sleep with that person, and you come to your partner, and suddenly, for instance, let's say this person that you're cheating with is using some sort of muti, and they now want to break your relationship with your wife or your committed partner, the person that you committed to. And you now come unaware, you now come with all these dark spiritual things going on with you, and then all of a sudden you just cause havoc in your marriage. You now disrespectful to your wife. You all of a sudden your wife irritates you, you become abusive, and your marriage actually breaks, and you think it's because you guys just didn't get along, and that time your wife doesn't understand what's going on. So men ignore the fact that there are situations like this whereby people practice dark magic, um, and you are putting your partner at risk of experiencing these things. You are bringing such things, and you are it gets to a point where it also affects your kids, because some people get so desperate that they would do anything, and they can practice this dark um magic even on your kids as well. You end up not even caring about your kids. So it's like you can control your sexual urges to a point that you don't even care about the risk that you are putting your partner at. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And we also see how in churches it's mostly women. Ask yourself why. As a man, you are the leader of the family. You are supposed to be the one praying over your family. It shouldn't be the wife who is leading the family when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to your relationship with God as a family. You are supposed to be the one who is mainly praying for your kids, praying for your partner. But men are not even doing that. Men are not in the church, it's mostly women. Like I said, the devil is in the details, and he plays on your weakness. And as a man, if you are not seeing this, if you are not trying to educate yourself spiritually, mentally, honestly, our society is just gonna be the way it is, and the rate and the level of the infections when it comes to sexually transmitted diseases. And I'm gonna emphasize on that, because that's honestly like the biggest thing for me that I'm concerned about. People literally dying from HIV/AIDS, people getting sick, you know. And I had a conversation a while back, it's like years ago actually, and there was this guy. I was on Facebook. I'm no longer on Facebook, and he commented. It's a guy that I know. He commented on a post that said, um, so it was pretty much, I can't remember exactly the words, but it was pretty much talking about girls or women who dress promiscuously and behave in such a manner, like they show their bodies, they are half naked on the internet and whatnot, right? And some of them throw themselves at men. And so it was saying that such women, if they keep doing that, and they were saying these baddies, these women who think they are baddies, so the connotation to a baddie is exactly that: women who are half naked, women who throw themselves at men. And I'm saying connotation, I'm not saying it's the actual explanation of what a baddie is, right? That's the connotation that it comes with, that it's women who date blessers, who once again, it irritates me that these things are given labels, and to me it's like it gives them life. But anyway, these women who dates older men, and they selling their bodies just to get money and whatever, right? So it was talking about such women, and they were saying that men are always gonna use you guys. If you guys think you're baddies, men will always use you. And it was so wild to me. And I said, but what about you as a man? Let's put these women aside. Fine, let's say they are doing that. But what about your social conscience? Social conscience is your sense of responsibility regarding social injustices, and your social responsibility, basically. So if you saying as a man, I'm gonna use a woman because they throwing themselves at me and they are half naked and they want my money, what about you? Are you not supposed to be protecting this woman? A lot of these women who do that is women who grew up without present fathers, who did not have fathers growing up. And I'm not saying all of them, right? Some of them had a physical present father, but the father wasn't emotionally there. The father did not affirm them. So you are carrying on that pattern of this girl, this woman didn't experience a father figure who affirmed them that they are worthy, and you are carrying on that pattern by using this woman and saying that, okay, she threw herself at me, she wants me for my money, therefore I'm going to use her. It's so wild. And it goes back to what I'm saying, that men don't understand the depth of their role, and they think that if they are providing financially and they are not physically abusing women, then it's okay to do all these things. And he kept on insisting that no, but they throwing themselves at us. And I'm just saying, let's put these women aside. What about you as a man? Your contribution to this whole thing. If you are not allowing it, then do you think it would be happening? Do you think there would be men using women? If you are not allowing it, if you are not saying, okay, you're throwing yourself at me, then I'm going to use you. So that's why I keep saying ignorance is one of the highest form of distraction in society, because people ignore so many things because they want to please their fleshly desires. Men can't see how they are contributing to this big issue of women actually selling their bodies. And I'm not talking about prostitution, because that's a whole different conversation, right? I'm talking about in general, like I said, how baddies are described, and women who use men for financial provision, right? That's what I'm talking about. So as a man, you can see that this woman is vulnerable, and the reason they are dressed the way they are dressed is because they are trying to attract you, and they're trying to get money out of you, and you are saying, okay, I am going to use you because you are so vulnerable. And you don't see how you are wrong in that situation. You are supposed to be protecting this person. And like I'm saying, you are carrying on the pattern of the fact that these women grew up without a father figure, right? These women were never affirmed by their fathers, right? They have trauma from their fathers. They grew up with their fathers abusing their mother, and it led them, that whole experience has led them into behaving a certain way, because they are yearning for that attention that they were supposed to get from their fathers. For instance, like young girls dating older men, some of them is because they're yearning for that validation that they needed from their father. And you are coming as a man and saying, yeah, we are going to use you guys. And you are literally ignoring your role to be a protector. And because you think, because you are not physically abusing this woman, this young girl, it's okay to sleep with her, knowing that she's 16 or she's 17 and she's 21 and you are like 40 something years old, and you don't see how you are destroying her when you should be protecting her. Like, it's okay because it's her fault. She's throwing herself at you. So what's a man to do? I'm going to use her. So that's why I say, if there was a change I was going to, if I had the power to do, it would be to make men realize and understand the depth of their role in society. Because when they don't understand that, it creates such a huge distraction in society. So it really baffled me how that guy was saying, well, if these girls are throwing themselves at us and they're dressing in a certain way and they think they're going to get money from us, yes, they will get the money, but we are going to use them by just sleeping with them. And you don't see how that is contributing to destroying this woman. Yes, she's the one throwing themselves at you, but because you did not invest in actually learning about emotions, how emotional traumas, that's why people perish because of their lack of knowledge. It's there in the Bible. It's because you are not investing in understanding how trauma works, how we always talk about daddy issues, but you as a man, you're actually not investing in educating yourself about what daddy issues mean. Instead, you're taking advantage of women who have daddy issues. You are carrying on the pattern, the trauma that their fathers left in them. And some men ignore the fact that you reap what you sow. You literally reap what you sow. Your woman, your child, your daughter child, you putting your daughter child in a risk of being in a relationship with a man like you, a man who's dating young kids, a man who uses women, a man who cheats on their mother. It's okay because you are doing it to someone else and you think that cannot happen to your child, or you feel like, well, it's just part of life. It's so crazy, guys. Like, it's the wildest thing ever to me. It's really wild. So I think I forgot a lot of some of the things that I wanted to touch on, but I think that's the gist of what I wanted to talk about on this video. And I honestly urge men to actually research more on what's their role in society apart from them chasing the grind, chasing making money. You are more than that. You are more than that. You are the foundation. And if the foundation is distracted, everything falls apart. If the foundation is attacked and it's not strong enough to withstand the distraction, then everything else will fall apart. And you are that foundation as a man, right? Um, so honestly, that's my take on infidelity. And it's so wild that even women, when um it's during, how do I put it, when hebaulaya in our African culture, like when as a woman, during your wedding ceremony, when they tell the women how to behave as a woman, I saw a clip whereby they say, phone ya monna ha e tshwariwe. And it's just like, what are you condoning? What are you condoning? And the clip that I saw, this man was like, yes, and he was raising his fist. And I'm just like, you already ruined this marriage. As another woman who, so their aunt, in most cases, I think the aunt would be from the man's side, would be the one saying these things to you as the bride, to say that a man's phone. So in this specific video, that was the case, and he was saying that a man's phone is not supposed to be touched by you as the woman, as the wife. And I'm just like, it's so wild, and it's something that has happened for years, right? And it's still happening. That marriage is already doomed, because you have given this man who's about to be a husband to someone that it's okay for them to hide stuff from their partner, and their partner is not allowed to even see what's in their phone, but it's okay for them to be physically intimate. While the Bible, what God says, you become one when you get married. You become one flesh. So it's okay for you to become one flesh, but you can't touch your partner's phone. It's the wildest thing ever. It's honestly the wildest thing ever. And honestly, I wish men would invest in studying how their behavior impacts the girl child, women and females as a whole, and to really understand who God intended them to be, and to really invest in educating themselves, to work on their emotional intelligence, to work on their social conscience, their moral compass, and for men to call each other out on their bad behavior, on their, when they are becoming men who emotionally abuse their partners. It's the men who are supposed to call each other out, honestly. But most men are creating an environment where their friends can carry on cheating on their partners, and it's the wildest thing ever. And like I said, cheating leads to a lot of things. I mean, I remember that incident whereby the espresso guy who used to work on, I think he's back, Katleho, the whole scandal where the wife exposed him, and he lost his job. And people were saying, but he was not supposed to expose him, because now he lost his job. How is he going to support his kids? And I'm just like, why didn't he think of that? These are the consequences. Yes, this woman will also suffer her own consequences of exposing him, but these are his consequences for cheating. He's the one who started this. He cheated, and these are the results. You cannot you cannot choose what your consequences are going to be. You cheated. Your wife got mad after finding out, and she reacted this way. Yes, she will get her own consequences. Maybe she shouldn't have reacted that way, but at the end of the day, these are the consequences that you are suffering from your infidelity. You lost your job, and now you cannot support your kids. So people cannot put it on the wife to say, why did she do that? Now he lost his job. Again, we're carrying on with creating an environment, a society whereby it's okay for a man to cheat, and he's not supposed to suffer anything from that behavior. Like, it's okay. No, it's not okay. It's literally not okay. And I see videos where some men talk against cheating on your partner. And when you look at the comments, there's so many men who's like, oh, he's trying to be a pick me. He's trying to get other women to like him. He's trying to get favor. And it's like, oh, so a man is not supposed to speak against cheating. Like, he's trying to be liked by women because he's speaking against cheating. What are you saying? So a man is not supposed to be faithful. And it's men who literally go against men who actually speak against infidelity. It's like, also, you mad that this man is saying cheating is wrong. And because they're saying cheating is wrong, therefore it makes them men who are trying to get liked by women. Yes, we're gonna like a man who's not cheating, but that's not the point. The point is, you are not supposed to be cheating in the first place. So why are you mad at another man who's speaking against it? Because you want to be comfortable to do what you know is wrong. So props to men who are against this, who are against cheating, who are loyal to their partners. And I like to say to other women, there's definitely there are definitely men who are faithful, and I believe that with my entire being, there are men who are faithful, there are men who don't cheat on their partners. And this topic, I could go on and on, but I just want men to understand what cheating does in society, and the fact that, what example are you setting for young boys coming up, when they see you cheating on their mothers or on other women, and when you condone young boys sleeping around and telling them it's a stage that they should go through. Like, no, they don't have to sleep around. They don't have to go through a stage where they're sleeping around. Those are the things that society has set as a standard, that yes, you go through a phase where you're sleeping around. No, you don't have to go through that, right? So these are the things that men should be working on, to change such things, and it would really, really make a huge positive impact in decreasing the level of HIV infections, right? Because people will be faithful. So yeah, man, I could go on and on, but like I said, this topic was regarding men. I will do the same topic, but regarding women. So when you comment, when you want to say anything, do not come in the comment section and say, but women also do. No, we are talking about men. There will be a video coming up about women. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, comment, and yeah, man, I'll see you on the next video. Toodles.